Hey guys, welcome to Willow's Whimsy. Thanks so much for stopping by. This is my series, Nisi's Many Musings, and Nisi's Many Musings is the potluck. And what I mean by that is this is where I throw everything that isn't related to one of my other series, because so many of my videos that I do on a regular basis are part of, playlists that I created. I call them series. And so this could be a rant and opinion piece, story time. It could be a sub-series of something that came up in one of my other videos. I try to keep my videos under 10 minutes. That's hit or miss. And so you never know what you're going to get. But what I would ask is that you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, join me on the journey. With Nisi's Many Musings, I find that this is the one where people tend to, if you go through the playlist, and I did delete a bunch this past year, but you'll find something, that you can relate to. And what I wanted to talk about was the holidays. I hope you all had a really Merry Christmas. I hope that whoever you were with, that you felt safe and loved and, camaraderie and all that good stuff. I had to pull back this year. I did not go to the family Christmas. The thought of it alone was overwhelming for a number of reasons, some of which have come out in therapy. And I also did not go to my mom's 98th birthday celebration yesterday because of this. I have nothing bad to say about my immediate family at all. But there have been things. One of the things that has come up is, I have had different diagnoses over the years, right? Mental health diagnoses, but also learning disability stuff. I, one time, was diagnosed with ADHD. Several times I've been diagnosed with PTSD. And when I was a child, I was around 8. I was saying I wanted to kill myself, that I didn't want to live. My grandparents, who I called mom and dad because they raised me, took me to a therapist. And they did some assessments. Now, there was such a thing as PTSD, but it wasn't called that. They referred to it as shell shock. It was the kind of thing back then that really was attributed to war veterans. But as things have progressed, it really applies to anyone who's had any kind of trauma, whether it's physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse. It can be having a chaotic childhood. There are a lot of things. And so I've got that. One of the things with PTSD for some people, not all, is this repetitive staying in crisis mode, because it's what we know. And when you're a survivor, you have to be taught how to not be a survivor and be a thriver, right? I never learned that. Ever. No one ever gave me that. I didn't stay in therapy long enough for it. The other piece, and this is huge for me, with ADHD, okay? And this could be with a kid who didn't have trauma and didn't have upset and had two, very loving parents who had a loving, wonderful relationship. They were loving to their child, right? And the child just happens to have ADHD, okay? So we're going to take the trauma piece out for a minute. So people with ADHD tend to not to process. They go from one thing to the next very quickly without truly internalizing. Okay, now let's add in the trauma. What that has meant for me in my life is that anytime new trauma occurs, or anytime sadness, normal sadness, someone passes away, or I don't know, something sad happens to someone I love, or someone hurts my feelings, whatever it is. I feel it in the moment, okay? And then I move on to the next thing. I'm not good with feelings. The ADHD keeps me from truly internalizing and processing, and the trauma creates a response that is, do not go there, you know? So now, here I am, and I'm wanting to get better because I don't understand myself. I don't understand how someone can hurt me, and I will forgive them without processing or without getting an apology or without change on their part. And then it just, the hurt keeps coming up and I get angry, and it seems to this person like this is coming out of nowhere, but really it's because every time, because they don't change their behavior, and they're not required to do so. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying when certain hurtful things don't change and they kind of get brushed under the rug or whatever, then when one little thing upsets you or triggers you, it all comes back. And to the other person, it can be like, well, she's crazy. Like, where is this coming from? And the thing is, I feel crazy. And I don't know. Well, I do now. I understand that without processing, I'm never going to move through this stuff, and it will continue to come up when I'm triggered for some reason. So I guess I brought Christmas up because I didn't go, and I didn't go to my mom's birthday celebration with everyone. I'm going today though, and I was able to have my oldest daughter and her boyfriend and my brother and his family over. You know, I have to do this in small doses, right? And I had Christmas morning with my youngest daughter and her boyfriend and my roommate, and then a friend of mine came over with her son. I had made a nice Christmas breakfast and kind of opened it up to folks and said, hey, I want to start, this used to be a family tradition and we don't do it anymore. And I'm like, you know, let's open this up. Let's share it with people. And I'm hoping more people will come as the years progress, but Heather and her son came, and I never got to meet her son. So he's 5 and just absolutely darling. So it was good. It's very strange when you do the right thing for yourself, when you take care of yourself, and I especially want to assign guilt to myself. I want to assign shame to myself. No, and no. Like, I had to keep telling myself, no. Sorry, my nose is running now. Quack, quack, quack. Sorry, I quack. When you are not accustomed to taking care of yourself, and you are accustomed to living in shame and guilt about every fucking breath you take and everything you do, and when you have allowed people to have a certain narrative about you, it can be very hard to break out of that. And I can't worry what other people think or how it makes them feel. As far as that doesn't, I'm not saying that gives me a free, like, oh, I get to, because in the past I've blogged about it, or even on this video channel to go into specifics. Well, this, you know, maybe, you know, someday, but today ain't that day. I'm not going to do that. But that comes with more guilt and shame because it feels more like I'll get you kind of thing, you know? It's not truly processing. It's being a dick, and I don't want to be a dick. So I had a great Christmas morning, but the rest of the day was very, very lonely for me. I'm not used to that, but I will become used to that. And I guess, you know, don't jump too far ahead. Maybe next year I'll go to the family celebration, but I don't know, you know, I don't know. we'll see. For me, the main thing is that I keep up my relationship with Mom. They put her so far away, my brother and sister. And I said, you know, at the time, well, that's okay because we had her on a waiting list for a place over by me. And I am beginning to see that once my brother is gone, I just don't know how many visits my mom is going to get. And I don't know, I'm not going to take her to the doctor or to get her hair cut. I did that for 3.5 years. And part of me taking care of me now is saying, I'm passing the gauntlet on, you know, that my siblings can do all that. And my brother is, but he's leaving. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm not trying to say any kind of thing about anyone else. I'm just saying I don't know how that's going to play out. She is so far away. And so, you know, I will see her twice a week. Especially with, twice a week. Especially now with me budgeting to pay off my debts and everything. Things are going to be a little bit tighter, and gas is one of them. Thank God it's going back down. But where I go and how much gas I use, it factors in. I am only close to her on the days I go to work, and I only have to go into work twice a week. So I do love her. If she lived here, I would see her every day. I have no doubt in my mind about that. And I would be more willing, you know, to revisit taking her to doctor's appointments, taking her to the dentist, like doing those things, because those things are in my neck of the woods, but now she's not. So, this is hard for me. It might sound selfish, but I did everything and I got completely overwhelmed, and I don't want to go into more than that right now. I'm in therapy and I am learning to say no. I am learning to do what I can do for myself, because I did, I'm going to say 99.9% of everything for Mom for 3.5 years. When I say it's time to pass on the gauntlet, I deserve that. I deserve to have someone else do these things. And I will see Mom twice a week. When I'm in the office, I'll go afterwards and see her. From time to time, when I can afford it or I'm good on gas, I will go get her. I'll take her for walks, you know, once it's warm again. I will take her for dinner. I deserve to have the good times and not all the work, because I did all the work. And yeah, it's hard taking care of yourself. It's hard. I think by doing it, you're giving yourself the message like, okay, I do matter. And I think that thought process will catch up to the actual action of taking care of myself. I still have to fight the shame and the guilt and some of the negative self-talk. But the whole fake it till you make it thing, if I keep doing this, if I keep saying, these are my boundaries, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do, eventually the thought process of I matter, my feelings matter, what I can do matters, my boundaries, it all matters. That'll catch up to the actual action. Does that make sense? So that's what I've got for you guys. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna give myself a thumbs up. Would you give me a thumbs up, please? Thank you. Subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have everybody along on this journey. It's a fun one this year. It's interesting. There have been a lot of changes. So I would just love to have you along. So thank you. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.